Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Film My Run on Zwift. My name is Stephen Cousins and we are broadcasting live on Facebook and on YouTube. While we're getting everything ready, it would be absolutely awesome if you could go and subscribe to the Film My Run YouTube channel and also the Zwift Live YouTube channel. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/filmmyrun and also Twitter at filmmyrun, and the website is www.filmmyrun.com. It's very nearly time, so sit back, relax, don't forget to drop me a ride on and watch me do all the hard work. Right, who's up for the full marathon then? We are doing the Pack Social 5K and it is chill out week. So last week there was a lot going on, let's say. It was very busy, we did a lot of miles. Clive and I did over 220 miles last week. That's the biggest training week I've ever done in my life. So this week is a chill out week. Last night we did 6k. Tonight we're doing 5k, and it'll be like that for the rest of the week. Nice easy runs, maybe one or two. Well, we did a kind of quick one yesterday, and we might do a quick one on Thursday, but other than that, it's just easy, relaxed pace running. And tonight we've got Ryan Downey's 5k Pack Social. Hello Monica, hello Rob Harrison, hello Tina Beard, hello Darren, and hello Neil Messenger. Fox, another fox. They like going past that window there. Tina says, hello, Nutter. That crazy bloke on a treadmill again. We're off, by the way. I better get moving. 10.2 is the official speed. Why on earth Ryan chooses 10.2? I've no idea, but he does. Paul Deering is running with us, as is Clive Finnemore, as is Paul Hayward, as is Jonathan Cost. Price is with us. Hansen, Tolner. Where's that Ryan Downey? There's Ryan. Guy Mayeras, Johannes Grimm is there. Jeffries. We've got a nice little group. Hello, Amy. Kim Salt says hello. How far did you run Sunday? Now, hang on a minute. Paul Deering hasn't imposed any fines on this, or is it you? Have you started imposing a fine if I tell you how far I ran on Sunday? Oh yeah, we need Ryan to give us directions, because we might go wrong. You never know, we might go wrong. Yeah, why 10.2? Because it's a sub 30 5k. Okay, so if we go any quicker, we go any slower, we won't get 5k done in 30 minutes. If we go any quicker, that'd be too quick for some people, so fair enough. Tina Beard says she did 30 miles on Sunday. Straight ahead, says Ryan. So this event has been running forever and a day. Ryan Downey has been running forever and a day on Zwift. This is one of Ryan's regular events, and before the craziness of January 2021, we used to do this quite regularly, and Friday fartlek as well, but haven't done them for a while, so we're back on it today. A nice, easy-paced, relaxed 5k. And let's have a look at some stats. What route are we on? The Tour of Chewit. 6,360 kilometres run so far on Zwift. So we added quite substantially to that last month. Ryan says, great to see so many new folks who are actually regulars from January, not charlatans who've just abandoned Ryan for a month and come crawling back. Darren Van Dit, hello buddy. And Sebastian says, Clive took charge of the Film My Run 500 this morning. Hang on. Clive, I understand you took charge of the run this morning. Clive. Thanks, Clive. Good job. Monica says, how's your tooth? Not good, actually. Really painful today. It's funny because I took the children to the dentist this morning, and I said to the dentist, since you put that temporary filling in, my tooth's been even worse. And she just told me to use Sensodyne toothpaste. Well, I've stuffed my face with ibuprofen and paracetamol, Tylenol and Brufen today, so I'm not in any pain, but I have been today. Darren says Tour of Chewett is a great route on Yorkshire. Yeah, so this is Harrogate or North Yorkshire. One of the more recent routes, or more recent worlds on Zwift. Been around for a couple of years, probably now, or a year and a half or so. Rob Harrison says, is 883 metres correct? Hang on. Let me go back to this. Yes. So 6,360 kilometres, 883 metres. Not miles. 883 metres. So as of at the end of this run, we'll have added another 5k, so it'll be 6,365 kilometres, 883 metres. But I might have added a few more metres as well. So, oh, I've dropped heart rate. Here we go. So here is a dropout. I'm going to have a Bluetooth dropout. I'm still moving, but any second now, my avatar will just stop. Cadence has gone. Be prepared. There we go. Okay, so I have to catch up. Let's see if I can do the quick turnaround. The quick turnaround is when we don't unplug the treadmill. We just go straight to Bluetooth settings and we unplug, we turn off Bluetooth and we turn it back on again. Sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. So we turn that on and off. We go to menu and we go to pair, and then we need to unpair everything and then repair it. Now sometimes this works without me having to restart the treadmill. Other times it does not work and we have to totally restart the treadmill as well. Let's see, what do we think? Any thoughts on what might happen? Time for a new treadmill. No, it's not the treadmill, Carl, it is Windows. Because if you notice, my heart rate dropped out as well. Yeah, we're alright, so we can carry on. Jonathan Cost says, I thought Stephen sounded drunk. He's drugged up to the eyeballs. Yeah, I am. Honestly, I've got so much paracetamol and ibuprofen inside me. I am like my own little chemist this evening. Right, we're back on. No, it isn't the treadmill, Carl. It is Windows, and some update in Windows in the last 3 or 4 months has totally screwed Bluetooth connections, and I just get regular Windows drops now. Paul Hayward says, yeah, back to the dentist for your Bluetooth. Yeah. So Ryan Downey just confirming that we are in Yorkshire. I still call it Harrogate. I don't know why. It's not. Is it not officially Harrogate? It's officially Yorkshire. Monica, Victoria wasn't overly keen on my my dropout voice, my frustrated, depressed dropout voice. So I haven't done it for fear of getting beaten up when I go back in the house. Anyway, so 1 Bluetooth dropout, 1 kilometre in. And the streets are quite empty, aren't they? No cyclists around. Is this a closed event, Ryan? Or there's just no bikes wanting to cycle around here? Oh my goodness! Dan Mapp has purchased a commercial treadmill today. Can't wait for it to come. What did you get, Dan? What model? Okay, yeah, so Ryan says this is a closed event, so There will be bikes riding up and down these streets, but this event closes off the view to any other people that aren't in this event. So we can only see the people in this event. Okay, well, I've only just opened that door. Oh, really? Victoria apparently can hear me across the garden and in the kitchen with the door closed to the kitchen. So I am being extremely loud, which is another reason why we need the air conditioning unit in here, so I can close the doors permanently and not disturb the neighbours. Alright, here we go. Jeff Partridge, because I'm just querying what the official name for this world is. Is it North Yorkshire or is it Harrogate? Jeff Partridge pipes up. Harrogate is in the county of North Yorkshire. Don't you know anything? And I can just see his face. Gnarled up face, looking at me like I'm an idiot. Steve Smith says this is Harrogateshire. North Yorkshire, never heard of it. Dan Mapp says he's got a Precore 835. It's second hand but refurbished. Very exciting. Does it come with a gem unit? Dan, if not, you can get what's it called? A retrofit. You can get a retrofit Wahoo gem unit to plug into the back of your Precore. John Hancock will tell you all about that if it doesn't come with a gem unit. John Hancock will tell you all about it because John's got a Precore as well. So message John Hancock if you need any help with it. Jesse, I know Jeff so well. He thinks he's left his webcam on so I can see his face. No, John. No, Jeff. I just know you well enough to know exactly what your face did just then. Darren Van Dit says, I have never had issues with Bluetooth connection. I never have issues with Bluetooth connection, which is connected through Garmin FootPod and USB and Plus. Well, it can only be USB. It can only be ANT Plus or Bluetooth, Darren. I don't know if it's. Yeah, I don't know. But I'm getting me and Tim Gross and a few other people, because I know that Richard Mellick from Zwift HQ in London says he's seen a lot of messages from people saying the same thing. And then Sunday night, we had Shane Miller from Australia, who's a well-known Zwifter, on saying he'd heard lots of people have issues as well. Is that Sarah Minchin's birthday? Happy birthday, Sarah, who has just levelled up as well. I noticed. Oh yeah, you can speak to Jonathan Costa as well. Jonathan, is yours a Precore? Yours isn't a Precore though, is it? No? Gymnasio says, hey. Hello, Gymnasio.
Nice.
Oh yeah, I have now finally returned my Carbon X2s. I'm going with the theory that the left shoe had a manufacturing defect, so I'm going to try a new pair. So I've sent the old pair back, and hopefully get a refund on those, and then I'll buy a new pair of Hoka Carbon X2s, and hopefully they'll be okay. But the left shoe of my new Carbon X2s, the tongue was digging into the front of my ankle quite badly, and I was bleeding after a couple of runs. So I've sent them back, and I'll get one more pair and hope that they're okay. If they're not, then that's goodbye to the Carbon X2s, and it'll get a bad review, and it'll be one of the very first pairs of Hokas that I've given a bad review to. So Jonathan's treadmill is a Star Trek Pro commercial treadmill, but it does have a gem unit. And after some initial problems with it, Jonathan, you're very happy with it, aren't you? So you can see how far ahead Ryan Downey is, 200 metres ahead of me because of my Bluetooth dropout. So I'm trying to slowly, gradually catch up with them. Alfredo Mendes says, Stephen, today I did a 30-second sprint series. You never did one like that kind of training. Not on the treadmill, no. It's very impractical to do 30-second sprints on the treadmill unless you have a long recovery. And if it's only 30-second sprints, then you're not going to have a very long recovery. So you're going to have to be upping the speed of the treadmill and slowing it down too quickly. Unless you have a really fast responsive treadmill. But mine, it will take a few seconds to speed up and slow down. So by the time you've sped up and slowed down, that's 15 seconds gone. Perhaps if you had a 2-minute recovery between each 30-second sprint, you could ramp up beforehand. Monica says, I hope you're not going to go into zone 3. No, probably not. We'll see though. If I continue to talk this much, but hopefully I'll catch up with the gang in a minute, and then I can slow down again. See, they're about 30 seconds ahead. Mr. M says, have you seen the new Kicker Direct Connect? Do you know what? It's one of those things you think, well, why was that not a thing before? I suppose they're just trying to get rid of as many wires as possible in your setup, but to be honest, you should really have a wired connection, shouldn't you, between your bike trainer and your setup, or your treadmill and your setup? Why can't I connect this treadmill with an Ethernet cable directly to my computer? Why can't I do that? Yeah, Darren's saying 30-second sprints, also known as strides, of course, should be done outdoors, not on the treadmill. Okay, so they're up to 3 kilometers now. I'm slowly catching, but not that fast. I'm trying to stay in zone 2. They're just up ahead there. John McManus, thanks for the ride on, buddy.
Right on!
So just 2k to go. Over in a flash, isn't it? After having done a month of 6.5-hour marathons and the last week of one 6.5-hour marathon every day. I don't know how you're feeling, Clive, but these 5k runs are like over in a flash, aren't they, all of a sudden? Yes, of course, that's true, Mr. M. He says the problem is a lot of people are using tablets and phones that don't have an Ethernet port. And in fact, that is the majority of Zwift users. It is, although it's a decent number, it's still a minority of people who are using a PC or a Mac to run their Zwift app, which is probably why the wireless Bluetooth or ANT Plus connections are more popular than a hardwired connection. Right, still in zone 2, 1 mile to go, just over a mile. Ryan Downey would like to invite everyone to the Monday and Thursday beginner groups. If you're a beginner runner, just starting out, or maybe you're just coming back from injury, then Ryan Downey and Ryan Perring run the Monday and Thursday step-by-step beginners group, and it's a much more relaxed pace, and you can join and run for half an hour or more if you like with the after party. Alright, I can slow down there. And just enjoy and learn about group running on Zwift. There's no pressure. You can also join if you're an experienced runner. That castle on the left, Ryan, I think is supposed to be Bolton Abbey. It might not be, but up there, that's the only kind of the famous ruined abbey is a place called Bolton Abbey. It's not in Bolton, it's in Yorkshire. I think it is. Let me just double check on my phone. But I think that's Bolton Abbey. Yeah, Bolton Abbey is near Skipton, and Skipton is how far from Harrogate? Okay, yes, so Skipton Bolton Abbey is just along the A59 from Harrogate. On the map it looks about 10 miles or so. So that is Bolton Abbey. Doesn't want to do that, does it? Darren says, have you felt that you've gained any sort of benefits from January's strange running routine? Not yet. Give it a couple of weeks, Darren, and I'll be ready for a 100 miler at that pace. Bolton Abbey, about 10 miles from Harrogate. Yeah, a couple of weeks' time, and give me a couple more weeks training, and we'll be ready to do 100 miles on Zwift in the first week of March. Steve Smith says, who's running on Friday night in the video 5K? Good shout, Steve. I don't know yet, so if you are interested in getting your camera out, pointing it at yourself on the treadmill, come and join us. We are live on Zoom for a Zoom call on Friday night at 8:05 p.m. UK time. We run 5k. It is a race, but you can go nice and easy if you like. If you go nice and easy, you get more camera time because we focus on you towards the end of the race. And I'll bring you into my stream. You don't have to talk, just run and let me do the rest. And it's always good fun. 2 weeks ago we had people showing their pets. Last week we had people showing their cuddly toys. So we'll see what it's all about this week. Okay. Right, Paul Mortimer reckons that's Fountains Abbey, which is the nicest parkrun in the UK. And not Bolton Abbey. So Bolton Abbey is a little bit outside of Harrogate. Paul Mortimer says it could be Fountains Abbey. So yes, could be Fountains Abbey, yeah. Rich Keeley is going to give the video 5k a go. Make sure you've got your camera pointed at your treadmill. Make sure there's a bit of light on you as well so we can actually see you. Last week we had Neil Messenger running almost in the dark. But he was running in the dark whilst at the same time holding a cuddly elephant. A cuddly elephant whilst running on the treadmill in the dark. That's how we roll on Fridays with the video 5k. Kev Fran says, I've been injury-free for about a month and got a 5-mile PB today. Well done, Kev. Excellent. How do you keep injury-free? You keep injury-free by running more and more. Just running slowly. Don't run super fast. Run carefully, steadily, in zones 1 and 2 for almost all of the time. And do a couple of hard efforts a week, but that's all. And just keep running every day. I'm not religious about running every single day. If I want a day off, I will have a day off. But I tend to run most days. And it's about consistency. Keep running, keep going out, make yourself go out every day. Even if it's just for 5k. But the slower you, well, not the slower you go, as long as you go slow and you build up slowly over time, and when I say over time, I mean years, over the years, you build up your mileage, you will just become almost bomb-proof, and you just don't get injured really. I mean, you do, but much more rare. You'll get injured. The only times you'll get injured are if you have an accident, you fall over, or you maybe get a pair of shoes that don't suit you, that don't suit your running style. And I had an injury a couple of years ago where I had a pair of shoes that didn't suit me, or that I wasn't running correctly in them, and they gave me an injury. Ben says, what was your first marathon time versus your current PB? I have to be careful here or I'll get told off, because I'm not allowed to mention my current marathon PB. I get fined for talking about it too much. But my very first marathon was 3 hours 43 minutes in Paris in 2012. So really, in the grand scheme of things, not that long ago. 9 years ago. And that is 3 hours 43 minutes. So remove 45 minutes from that. Neil Messenger says he's getting more light in the garage for Friday. Good on you, Neil. Thank you. Buenaventura, see you tomorrow. Take care. Right, Jonathan Cost now says Fountains Abbey is in Leeds. I still think that might be That might be Bolton Abbey, but I don't know. Who knows what goes on up north? Kev France says, every time I go out on my own, I struggle to contain myself. I always say nice and steady, and then I start flying. Yeah, so you need to be disciplined, Kev. You've got to be disciplined, especially if you see other runners behind you, like, blasting past you, you know. It's very tempting to see other runners speeding away, and they look at you, don't they? Like, they look at you like, oh, you're slow. You're slow and I'm super fast. I'm faster than you because I started behind you and I've overtaken you. I'm uber cool. I'm faster than you. You can see that's going on in their heads, can't you? But I quite enjoy that because I say to myself, I kind of look at them and I go, yeah, but I run 100 kilometers a week. Is that your 5K this week? That's what it's just to make myself feel better. So you've got to be disciplined and just run slowly and don't worry about what anybody else is doing. Don't worry about feeling like you're not working hard. That's because one thing that people do is they run slowly and it doesn't feel difficult. So they think, well, I can't be doing very much in terms of benefit. It can't be benefiting me very much because it doesn't feel like hard work. But it simply isn't true. You are building a very strong aerobic base, and you'll be able to run for longer, more miles, and longer time. So yeah, don't worry about anyone else, and just be disciplined. Right, is Clive going on to do a marathon now? Is he? Right, let's have a look what Clive's doing. Hang on. Thank you, Ryan, by the way, for that. Nice 5K. Clive looks like is Clive doing something silly? Clive, what are you doing? Are you running on now? Are you carrying on? Marco says, how long is the after show party? 37 kilometers. Oh dear. I don't know. I don't know what Clive's doing. Okay, we're done anyway here. So Ryan Downey, no problem. Thank you for organising. Clive Finnemore says, cheers, Stephen. See you next time. Monarch says, yeah, that's how I got hurt by just kind of running off too quickly and racing other people and getting worried about what other people are thinking. Noah Rackner says, what is the level usually at the 5 kilometre in terms of time? What are you talking about, me or generally, or I mean, it's difficult to say. So when you start running, I think it depends, but without wanting to offend anybody, let's say if you start running, you should be looking probably at trying to break 30 minutes for a 5K. When you get more experienced, for younger guys and strong women, you want to try and break 20 minutes. If you can break 20 minutes for 5K, you're a good runner. You're running well. And then elite level, you're looking at 13 minutes, 12 to 13 minutes for elite runners for over 5K. So good club runners will be doing 16 minutes for 5K, 16 minutes. Am I doing 18 and a half minutes for 5K, so that's not bad. Tomorrow, what are we doing tomorrow? Let's have a look then, hang on. Let's look at events tomorrow. When does Tour de Zwift Stage 7 start? That's the question. Tomorrow. So we could do Tour de Zwift Stage 7. Oh, am I supposed to be doing a Zwift starters run? Hang on a second. I think I'm supposed to be leading some of these starter runs, actually. Kevin DeLuca is doing that one. Yeah, I think I'm leading a starter run. So I need to check that out. 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 So I need to check
That's at 5:30. Thursday, let's see. Thursday. Am I doing a starter run on Thursday? Sorry, I'm waffling here, aren't I? I don't know what I'm doing. Right, let's probably do stage 7 of the Tour de Zwift tomorrow. And I am leading one of the starter runs, the Tour de Zwift starter runs. I'm leading 2 or 3 of those over the next couple of weeks, I think. Rob Harrison, I thought it was 15 kilometres. What was 15 kilometres? Steve Smith says, great running, everybody. Jonathan Cost is doing at least 10 kilometres. Clive has gone. Kev Francis, I've been running about 6 months and gone from 30 plus minutes 5k to 20:55. Brilliant. Hope to break 20 minutes by the end of the year. Excellent. Yeah, so just keep on. The way that you will break 20 minutes is to keep doing 1 or 2 fast interval sessions every week. But the main way that you'll do it is just increasing your mileage. Slow mileage. Lots of it in the week. Yeah, so massive improvements quickly, but now very slow progress. Yes, so the way to change it up, in my opinion, the way to change it up is to add miles. So do more miles in the week, but just do them slowly. Do them slowly. Because if you do them quick, you'll get tired, and you'll be too tired to run that amount of mileage. John Farrell says, I used to get upset if I couldn't get under 20 minutes on a Saturday morning park run. I'd be more than happy with that now. I'm 52 though. Excuses. Monica says she's not allowed to run again till Thursday. Okay, well, we'll see you Thursday then. Right, I'm off. Yeah, like I say, probably Tour de Zwift stage 7 tomorrow, but we'll see. It's going to be a nice easy week this week, so nothing too scary. So maybe we could actually leave Tour de Zwift till Thursday, do an easy run tomorrow, and then a fast Tour de Zwift stage 7 on Thursday, but we'll see. Take care. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the chat. Paul Hayward says, was really aching yesterday after Sunday, but felt good today. Yeah, you soon recover. It was nice and slow, those. I mean, it was a long distance, but nice and slow. You'll soon recover. You'll be fine, and then you'll gain fitness in a couple of weeks. Couple of weeks' time, you'll feel fitter and faster as a result of January. Right, take care, guys. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.